This is testing. I am having so much difficulties. So the upgrades. Continue to right now. This one fell again. What I'm gonna do? Everything's going so crazy. Now I want to see if the sound works. You can get a better sound on this thing over here. But thing that everything that we're doing is not working. Miracles happen. Miracles happen. You know, this is a testing thing. Trying to get all the system to work clear. Because new things are happening. And I want you all out there to know. We are living in shaky times. World's going crazy. I mean, look at the government of our country, which I dearly love. And the way that we are battling against principles. But truly, this is not for you and me. This is about the country and tomorrow. And when the argument was not willing to work on behalf of the people, and I mean the people is to protect the country first, number one. And people don't tell you, but this country is up to 12, $21 trillion in debt. And nobody's telling you about that. They talk about everything else except that we are in debt. Big time. And because we are in debt big time, see, who's going to pay the bill? We get given out. Who's going to pay the bill? Only a false state country foreclosing and closing down. We don't get serious with protecting our country. We're in a mess. know, trying to make this thing work, and I see that it might work. And I want to make sure that thing sounds good, you know. And yeah, I don't have that many followers, you know. It doesn't matter because I'm reaching beyond the physical sense of consciousness. Something happening in the whole world. But people don't want to hear history anymore. And we have conspiracy about everything. I don't even realize that even only in this country, Google was possible, Facebook possible, because of this country. Other country never allow you to you be free and entrepreneur and build and create. It's an awesome country. And if we don't change our mindset and start taking care of the country first, protecting it, protection means you have to have a border. That's a biblical thing. And I know some of you don't even believe in the Bible. It's okay with me. But do you believe with history? Okay, let's forget about the Bible. Let's talk about history right now. You know, yeah, we are accused that Columbus came and took over this hemisphere. But if you study more history, even back home, I'm from Puerto Rico. If you study the Indian about the history about the Indian, you know, the Taínos, you can understand they did the same thing. They kill each other. There were tribes among the Caribbean fighting amongst one another, taking over their possession, taking over the country. That's not new. That's all. Then the quote unquote desire to help others. We are allowed to break the law to help others. But instead, we should be teaching people to keep the law so we can be protected by the law. Why you don't pay attention to what's happening up there in Washington? I'm just talking. Talking and taping and video and how do you see this? You know, it's like believe it or not, I individual that believe in learning and educating myself, and one of the reasons that I look at the Bible as much as I do, because it's a book that for hundreds of years have been the center of even this country, and people don't realize that. They think that just only the Puritans or the different type of Christian that came over, you know. But we tend to forget that the principles of that book is what got us where we are today. And you cannot deny it. It's all over. Look at Washington, D.C. It's all over. It's all over. But we don't realize that. I'm just testing and checking. And of course, making sounds and moving things up and down, so see if things create problems or not, but just learning. That's all I'm telling you, just learning. Get me out, huh? Yeah, keep making everything work. Kind of crazy, That's what life is, making things crazy. Hmm. Here we go. Get so excited. Everything. Oh, the Lord is good and made things so beautiful, so amazing. It's incredible. Yeah, just playing with technology, right? I just want to make sure you see me. But anyway, back to the conversation. If you study history, I'm just thinking all this through. That I'm trying to make this thing work over here because we need to educate ourselves. Uh, and let me tell you a little bit. Back in the 60s, there was a big party. A lot of people don't remember. I was very young when it happened, called Woodstock. You know, Chicago, Jimi Hendrix and Santana and Tito Puente, all these big people. I think they were all part of it, and they created a new thing. But what people don't realize too that was the time where drugs like acid, hallucination drug, mescaline, heroin, hashish, marijuana. It was very available. Get those things on it. I mean, the hippie era was a crazy era. You know, I was a kid. I was watching. I wasn't. I just heard and saw. And big movement started at that time. People don't realize that, but at the time that that liberal movement came in of the hippie era, also there was another move that came side by side to it called the charismatic move, where a lot of Christians went from the norm of being Catholic to an outgoing beat of layman people playing instrument, dancing, jumping, worshiping the Lord kind of thing. That's happened simultaneously. We forget that. Now, fact was that technology was pushed hardly by the entrepreneurship, the people believing that television was going to be a great thing. And when television was first started, you could see that the soap operas or even the show on Lucy used to show two beds, you know, and they never show a pregnant woman in television. They never kiss in the lips. I mean, it was very, I mean, make you wonder about things, but it was innocent time compared to today. I mean, tell me, what is the secret out there anymore? Women, they don't get to cover their bodies, you know. They dress crazy and they don't expect sexual harassment when they are exposing themselves to a man, which also is a man that has some genes and some, how will you call it, organ, but what the right word I'm looking for here, that activate within them sexual desires. I mean, that's a norm. That's who man is, and woman they do the same thing too. And now we cannot even say and do anything because they call it sexual harassment. Kind of funny, isn't it? And one of the things that they learned a long time ago to avoid the sexual harassment was for the woman to dress modest. Now they expect the man to control themselves when trying to look for the word of those gland, no glands, but I know I'll come here in a minute with it. But anyway, I'm just checking. And so I'll be right back and see things are working okay. Yeah, then we have look at quantum theology, and look at that thing on it. And yeah, yeah. I'm laughing because I just came across Dr. Stuart Hameroff got a website. I just see it over here called Quantum Consciousness. That is good. That is good. That is good. That is very, very good. Oh man. Oh, and he already stripped my website. I love it. But anyway, on quantum theology, I call it the argument of the truth. And something started back in the 90s, and I look at this thing on a quantum theology, and I see Dr. Stuart Hameroff now having his consciousness, quantumconsciousness.org. And I just laugh at it because he's up to something. He is up to something. I'm also a physicist Penrose, so don't think I'm crazy. I am not. I am really trying to make this thing work today and trying to troubleshoot the sound and making noises and see how things do work on it. But at the same time, I'm telling you, the country is in trouble. It is in trouble. We don't realize that, but it is in trouble. At least it was okay when people used to hide to do things. Now they want to do it freely and openly. And the problem with that, when you do things free and openly, like that, you have lost fear for the law because before you fear to do things openly when they were illegal. That's why the bad guy usually better get caught unless, you know what I mean? So that's not kind of crazy. But what I'm trying to say to you is that the more that we expose to the desire to do what we want, is a society without law. Is lawlessness, that's not good. And even the out of consciousness, even people believe in smoking marijuana or using cocaine or any of the other drug is fine. It is fine, whatever do you with your body, as long as you stay in confined space, that you are not going to hurt anybody. And the problem with people with drugs is a proven fact that people start to use drugs, they don't work, they get lazy, then they start to abuse other people. All the time, well, let's put a small percentage, put even to be 0.5%. But that 0.5%, imagine if it's you won't like it either. Somebody rob you, steal from you. I look at that lady in television the other day that she's sitting in a restaurant, and crazy dude comes over here, steal her purse, steal her card, and run her over with her car. It is insane. So anyway, that's what I call it. Quantum theology, the argument of the truth.